ones, but it's a nice small collection here. Another one from Oloroso, and the third one. Let's put this back in its box. Okay. And right here we can see the third bottle. Again from Pablo Cortado de Jerez. Jerez is the place that the couple live in. So, not much to say here. This is sweet wine. You know my preference, I like dry red wine. But yeah, this is a very nice gift. And let's move to the wine collection. I can also show you here the Eclipse. This is a big Magnum bottle. Again, not your typical size. Greek wine from Kefalonia 2016 vintage. It cannot fit in my wine cooler. It's waxed on top, so that's fine. But I cannot store it in the cooler, so I just keep it here with different bits and pieces I have. Okay, and let's begin with the wine collection itself. First, top shelf. I can only store 2 wine here because we have the controller on top. This is a very weird wine. Nothing like you've ever seen before. We're gonna review this on another video. It's called Matasa. Very interesting wine. It's actually orange. Enough of that, we'll talk in another video. Let's move on to the Borobo. This is a wine bottle, beautiful bottle. Price €150 from L'Apostol. Borobo means Bordeaux, Rhône, and Bourgogne. So from 3 different regions they've blended wine together. Second shelf, now the creme de la creme. Let's see what we got here. Chateau Moucor over here. Vintage, I'm not really familiar what the vintage is, I can't remember. I have to pick the bottle up to see. Let's move on. Chateau Lafite. You probably know this wine bottle from 1990. Very old vintage. This is excellent. One of the best wines you have ever seen in Chateau Petrus. Let's not forget about the top marketing wine bottle that you're ever going to come across. Everyone's familiar with this label. I'm not going to give you the prices right now. Clarendel, as you can see over here, 2016, excellent wine bottle. And finally we have Chateau Marbouzet from 1988. I believe this is the oldest wine bottle that I have in my collection. You can see the vintage right here. Let the camera focus a bit. So 1988. And I promise to review all these bottles once we hit our goals of 10,000 subscribers, 20,000, 50, 100, whatever we can reach. With each milestone I'm going to open a special wine bottle, maybe even gift it to a couple of subscribers. So let's move on. Third shelf. First wine is from Slovenia, gifted by a good friend of mine. This is going to be, you know, this one that I just pulled out now, Chateau Margaux 1919. Again, a very famous label, very expensive wine. The Slovenian one I'm going to review in another video, a separate video. And here we have Gewürztraminer. I think this is from Alsace, I believe. I'm not sure. Moving on, we have, what is this? You know, I have some bottles in my wine collection that are here for a long time, and I just sometimes forget about these. This is a Spanish wine from Torres, I think, and we have the Granja Lafticia, the Grand Reserve 2008 vintage. Great Greek wine. Moving on. We're missing a bottle here in the middle. Probably we drank it the other day. So these wines I just pulled out right here, the first 2. Let's begin actually from the right to the left. So we have American wine over here from California. You know Mondavi. Obviously I've talked about him in my videos. Mondavi is the guy who changed the game in the United States, in California. So Robert Mondavi. Excellent wine here. And we move on to Andretti Winery. I picked this up myself while visiting the Andretti Winery in Napa Valley in California back in 2019. actually a racing Formula 1 driver or pilot, whatever you want to call him. Colom. Estat Colom. This is a Malbec from Argentina. And Erasuris. This is a Carmenere from Chile. So mostly I aim to have quality wine in my collection. Couple of daily wines that we can easily consume, and mostly wine from all around the world. So I want a wine cooler that is multinational. An Italian wine here. Nero d'Avola is the variety. And the French wine, vintage of 2006, Baron de Lubernac, the Italian wine, is excellent. It was gifted to me by friends in Italy. Let's move on real quick here. 3 wine bottles. Barolo, again from Italy. We have the natural wine, weird label here, from Krodiras. Krodiras is a Greek guy who's established his winery in Argentina. This is an all-natural wine with the Porto bottle, as you can see here. The bottle, as we mentioned, and the last one is from Barcelona, again gifted by my good friend Stamos. This is from Torres, I believe. We're gonna review most of these wine bottles. So from this point upwards we have our red wine bottles, which are stored here, and these two self-contain. I think one also contains, if I remember correctly, contains a red wine bottle, but mostly I keep white wine, which I don't really like to age white wine. I like white wine to be fresh. This is from Louis Ederer. This is from Louis Chateau, Bourgogne wine bottle for white wine, vintage of 2013. I'm not sure, maybe it's past its age, but I just keep it here. I probably have to open it soon. And yes, in the back, as we can see, we have Penfolds bin. Let's just open this up. So here we have the bin 138 Penfolds Australia. Very well known wine label. And last but not least, Ovilos. Great wine, whether it's white or red. This is a white wine bottle. So let's open up the wine cooler just to show you from the beginning, give you a look, a glance at the wine that's contained inside the cooler. As you can see, we have the control regulator here. So this is the on-off button, the temperature regulator, and the program that you wish to choose. I have my wine set at 14 degrees Celsius. All the wine, whether it's white or red, and whenever I wish to consume a wine, I take it out if it's red, and I just let it, reach room temperature for a couple of minutes. Well, actually for half an hour, maybe even 1 hour, depending on whether it's winter or summer, because you don't want to drink your red wine, with a low temperature. The ideal would be 16 to 18 degrees Celsius. I find 16 again to be low, so for me it's 18, which is considered room temperature here in Greece and worldwide, I think. That's all for today's video. This was my wine collection, my small wine collection. I think I hold around 30 bottles, more or less. And I focus on quality, not quantity. I've been there in the past where I focused mostly on quantity, having like many wine bottles. And I do like purchase 2 or 3 wine bottles during the week, but that is for everyday wine. Nothing too special or limited edition or whatever. So let me know if you enjoyed the video. We'll be reviewing wine bottles from next week, our typical videos, and let me know if you want to review a wine that you just saw in my collection. That's all. Drink responsibly, and I'll see you guys soon.